Welcome to DTLT today.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Andy.
Hi, Tim.
Look who else
Who's
is
that?
here. Is that Dr. Garcia?
You almost don't recognize me.
Yeah.
I'm sporting a new do.
Martha, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
We need like an extreme close-up.
I've missed my chair.
I feel like it's been months.
Well, you
Maybe not
have
that
scheduled
long.
the show so that I can never be on it. And
It's not personal.
oh, I think it is.
Not really.
For me, it is.
Maybe a
Oh,
little
yes,
bit.
it is. Yes, it is. So, why have you brought us here today?
Well, we do a show every day. So
Oh. Yeah, but you told
whether or
us
not we have anything to say,
when we
the show
asked
must
for a
go
topic,
on.
you said that you had a revelation for us that
I
you
do
were
have
going to
a
be sharing
revelation.
online.
I do. So we're talking
I'm
about
intrigued.
some of the things that we're working on and just, whatever's going on in the office. And this morning,
Yes.
you're not going to believe this coming from me, an Apple fan, but I fired up Flash Builder and started developing something in Flash.
That's it.
We thought we knew
Dead
you,
to me.
Tim.
No.
You're still on probation.
Allow me to explain.
Okay.
So, Adobe has this product not called Flash, but Flash Builder, which is
Okay.
their development interface. It's how you develop Adobe Air applications, and you can actually develop mobile applications. And you write the code once, and it works on Android, on iOS devices, and things like that. And I thought, if I can figure it out, it would be amazing to have something very simple that you could build that could either play or broadcast to the radio, and then automatically it would just work on all the different mobile devices. So you wouldn't have, Grant's got the 888 number and stuff, and that's
Okay.
good, but if we had a way of doing something easy and simple like that. Now, I don't know how easy it's going to be to develop that
So
kind
what
of
did you
stuff.
figure out? This was your 7:30 project today?
This was my 730 project, and I got the program installed, and that's it. I got that far.
Good.
Now, I
That's
started playing
exciting.
around with it. I haven't quite figured out what code base it's using. Like, it's not Java or PHP, and I think it has elements of all of that, but I'm not really sure how to write it yet, so I'm just playing around with the tutorials and stuff.
Cool.
But you can pretty much say emulate an iPhone or an iPad or an Android phone or an Android pad, tablet type thing, and play with it on
Or
the
a
desktop.
Cotex pad?
Something like that, yeah. So,
The
and,
ultimate mobile device.
yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't really either.
But
But
I hope it made you uncomfortable,
you're
though.
back.
you
and you're
never
pushing
know
the
what
limits.
to expect.
So
So you
that's
haven't
very
talked about this.
exciting.
You haven't
It's
talked about this
interesting.
all day long.
I
either.
know. You've just been
You
hiding
kept
this.
that.
See, this is why
internally.
7:30 Tim makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Because we're not here, and anything could be happening. As we've already
Anything.
discovered, sometimes things happen that make us want to wash the office.
Well, and
Afterwards.
occasionally it's just napping. So
Well, the cuddle
Well.
couch is very comfortable.
it is.
It's
But-
you don't lead an easy schedule. So
No. But I found out about the software at that Android conference that I was at.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever talk about the Android conference on DTLT today?
There's not much there, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Did anybody-
I'm not in that world in the same way
Right.
those people are. Like, they had their
So-
Zoom tablets on, and I
So
mean,
other people might have a lot to say about what they got out of the conference, but you're not one of them.
probably not,
Gotcha.
unless you want to hear about how great Austin is. I can talk about.
Did
the
you see
bars.
the bats?
The bats.
the
Under
bats
the
on
bridge?
the bridge.
Oh no.
Like Austin is known for the bats under
Is
the
that,
bridge.
is
isn't
that
it?
the 12th Street Bridge or something like that? I
I've
can't
never
think.
been to Austin. I thought I was going to be going this year, but it turns out.
I did.
Oh right.
I can tell you about some good bars there and some good
Awesome.
food trucks and things.
Barbecue?
There was
Barbecue,
that.
yeah?
Yeah, there was good barbecue.
Yeah, I've always
be
wanted
had.
to go to Austin, but
So it's a fun town. It's a town where you could easily be distracted often.
Oh, and maybe not pay as much attention to the conference you're attending as.
Yeah. Or if you live there, pay
Or-
attention to your job and your family and
Right.
your life or anything.
I have no trouble doing that even in Fredericksburg.
Right. So
So
anyway,
cool.
you
So
can.
that's
Yeah, so you can get
That's
that
the-
software for free. I guess apparently it usually costs money, and I mean it's a development environment. I don't think you should have to pay for that, but normally they
So
charge
how
a
did
lot
you
of
get it
money.
for free?
You had academic institutions. You have to scan in your ID to prove that you're a
The
faculty
good old
staff.
academic
Right.
card.
Exactly. So you pull the education card and you can do it.
I
So,
lost my ID about a year ago.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it replaced.
Most of the time, it's an email address that
I'm out
they'll
of it.
accept.
They made me scan it in, send it off, and wait about 2 weeks. So
Now that I have this new due, though, I think
You should
I might
get a
go
picture
and get
taken.
a new.
Yeah.
What do you think they'd say at the ID center if I walked in like this?
They'd say, "Are you new here?"
And I'd be like, no.
I think they'd say it's a good look for you, Martha.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Here's
Ken.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the one of the final episodes of the Summer of Oblivion, with your
Oh,
hair
that's
kind of like.
Oh well, this is.
You
like,
look a little crazy, Martha.
This is
Another
tame
time. Yeah.
compared to that.
I know, but it's kind of hints of.
I would like to say that this is
Craziness.
how I wore my hair in the '80s, but I was never this cool.
Yeah. Speaking of napping on the cuddle couch, you had something to show off.
Oh
didn't
yes.
Yeah.
Well, today at Mary Washington was our employee recognition luncheon, where they didn't necessarily do a whole lot of recognition today because they're changing that, but that's another story. But
they're done with recognizing.
well,
us.
I guess it's employee appreciation
Right.
luncheon now. It's no longer the recognition.
So you don't
luncheon.
have to sit there while they read.
Exactly. They used to do the who's here 5 years, who's here 10 years, who's here 50
Right.
years, all that kind of stuff. But I won something. It's a little I guess blanket or a couch that
Throw.
features a throw. Yes,
Nice.
that's how they refer to it. But it's got like all the buildings on it. I don't know
All of them?
well, a few of
Let's
them.
see, is DuPont on there?
Chandler and which is going to be destroyed soon.
Yeah. So that's
So-
gonna
George
be-
Washington Hall.
This is going to be worth a whole lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
Soon.
Yeah, so I guess there's only like 4 buildings, not even 4 buildings. 4 buildings, yeah. Monroe, Chandler, Trinkle, and GW.
Not DuPont.
Not DuPont, because they don't realize that this is the nexus of.
You
Yeah.
probably can't really see it. It says University of Mary Washington in the middle of it, and
So that you never forget.
it's
Just throw
Is
it.
it, is it
nice.
cozy?
Is it
it's nice and warm.
Nice.
So,
You could sew it together and make a snuggie. What do they call those?
uh,
The little blankie.
A slanket?
A slanket. Is that what it's called?
no, it's not called a slanket. Now you're messing me up to try to
Just
even
making
remember
it up.
what it is.
It's snuggly.
Snuggly? I think it's called a
snooky.
snuggly.
Snugglecast.
Hey, look who's here. You
He's
wanna
dead
come in?
to us.
We're almost done, but you can
Can
come.
I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you today on DTLT today?
You're not in the camera.
You're totally off the camera.
Yeah.
Did you on
There you go.
DTLT today talk about the fucking boy awards program? Was that what the next thing was
No.
about?
No, this
Tim-
just we're kind of finishing
just-
up. We
we're
were
shooting
almost
them
done.
out.
We almost
He
got
went.
through this episode without, no. No, we were talking about the Employee Appreciation Day,
Who's
and I
showing off-
showed
who's
And
showing
well,
off his
first,
blanket.
Tim
my
shared
little
about
blanket.
his 7:30
I talked about
project.
how
Yes.
Chandler Hall is going to soon not be Chandler Hall anymore. That was
Well, we
one of the
need
big
to-
announcements. Is the
Don't need to
So-
scoot
student
over
center.
if you're going to come in.
Yeah.
So that's the
We'll make room for
snuggle
you.
blanket.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, would
Yeah,
you
we
like
can
to get
snuggle
under it with
couch?
Andy?
We
That's
can all.
a-
We can all.
I
use it.
feel like I
Hands,
need it.
hands
Hey,
out.
hey.
Hands out.
Yeah, hands
Band
out.
check. So,
I'm really glad I'm on the chair today.
Yeah.
And I'm sporting a new do.
I know, you're new too. I feel like I'm back with the scrunchie in the 80s.
I know, I'm loving it.
Where's your Tauntaun sweatshirt?
I may actually, for Halloween.
You should wear a Benetton sweatshirt and Guess jeans.
The big one, the big Benetton with the big
Awesome.
sleeves.
And then
And-
some leg warmers.
And I'll wear some Sergio
S-
Tachinis.
Some Guess or Spree jeans. A
That's an
Spree.
image I didn't need. In my
Sergio what?
Sergio Tachinis, not bikinis.
What's a tankini?
Taquini.
What's a tuckini?
It was a
What is
particular kind of pants they used to wear on Long Island. And they were Italian pants, and they were really
And they were
Goomba
called
Guido.
taquinis?
Yeah, they were called Sergio Tachinis. That was the name of the designer.
Google that.
Sujo.
Sugio.
Su
I didn't even
Sergio.
want to be. Just say the word.
I think we're done.
Can I ask you though? Can I do a quick recap of today's? What was today's talk about in 30 seconds?
we talked about how I started developing in Flash this morning, a big revelation, but didn't get very far. Andy
And
got
the-
his blanket.
and my
Martha's new hairdo. What do you want to talk about?
What kind of show was this?
It's a recap. Of,
Was this like a show to say we did one?
Yeah.
No.
This is what happens when Jim
No.
Groom's not around, huh?
Oh, right. Because when
You
you're
guys-
here, it's so the quality, the QA, is so over the top.
When are you leaving? We love our
So-
big toe.
Did you have
We're gonna
something
miss
to
him.
contribute to it, Jim?
What's that?
Did you have something to contribute to the show?
Yeah. Do you have anything meaningful to say, to share?
I was hoping we were going to talk about the university website. What a bunch of crybaby casts are going on around
No.
here right now.
We don't want things to get personal up in here.
Yeah, we're not getting
We're
all up in
ironing
that.
out the issues.
I was wondering if you ever did a show last week about the Convergence Center after our...
We did.
We
You
did.
I need to watch that.
Yeah. So
It's nice how they waited for me. I
Yeah.
being the member of the Convergence City Center committee that's in this office. They were like, oh, we should wait for Martha to do that show. No.
So you don't watch this show?
Well,
Saying-
since you refuse to schedule it at a time when I can be here, my response to you is I will not watch it.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of Richmond Times Dispatch subscribers watching this show if they had gotten a link to it.
There would be
Since
more
we were
if
sort
they,
of kind of not mentioned in
sense
an
a lot of
article all
bitterness.
about it.
there would,
Timmy's first press release from other being happy. It's like,
Well,
you know,
at
why
least-
didn't they tell me
At
to get
least
him
it
out my eyes?
didn't. At least it didn't say the latest brainchild of Jim Groom.
there would
There's
be
that.
there would be more RTD people watching this if you scheduled it at a time when I can be on.
Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind.
So there
We
you
may
go.
have to just rethink our whole schedule.
Is RTD like a new kind of
Yeah,
STD?
that's what I call it. Yeah.
It's like, I got RTD.
People in
Yeah.
the know call it the R in the T in the D.
If you want an RTD, you need to talk to Martha.
This is my RTD.
She's
Be
gonna-
careful
she's
with the
gonna
cuddle
attract
couch.
a lot of RTDs
And
with that
particularly
behavior.
the cuddle blanket.
Are all the hands above? Okay,
Got
checking. All right.
Hand check.
All right.
I
Thanks,
think that's
everyone,
all
for
we can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining
Take
us.
care.
It's always
hope you come.
funner.
Hope you come back next time.
It's always
We'll see.
funner when we have more of us on.
Thank you.